What up, what up, what up? It's the SPINION!
SPINION!
Yes. We are on location. No, we're not at the Super Bowl. We ain't got that type of money. Well, we are on location today. We know that we promised you that we was going to talk about the Super Bowl preview. We're not going to be able to do that. The reason for that is because we got to honor this guy right here. We wouldn't be the SPINION, and it wouldn't be about what we about, you know what I'm saying, if we didn't honor the Cole. You know what I'm saying? So sit back, relax. We gonna honor Cole today. I'm Ice.
Rico.
And this is the SPINION.
Let's go.
All right. Here it is. Let me just lay it down for you real quick, then we'll get to talking and things like that. But basically, about a week and a half ago, we lost a very great basketball player, great father, a great individual, and that of Kobe Bryant. Him, his daughter, and like 7 others died in a helicopter crash. It was a fatal, tragic accident. A lot to be said. We haven't said anything like basically publicly about it because we wanted to wait to do a show about Kobe. And so we just brought out an 8 jersey, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about Kobe Bryant today. We're gonna give you a little bit of our thoughts, and hopefully you can share some of yours in the comment sections as you comment and you watch and you subscribe to the SPINION episode or to the channel. We kind of want to celebrate his life. Definitely it was a mournful loss. I got a couple calls from people like he was my family member because I think everybody grew up with Kobe. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's been in the league since he was 17. He's 38. Guess what? I'm 38. So we the same age and whatever. So, I mean, that's what it's all about. Give us some of your thoughts.
It was a devastating day. It's been a real heavy week. Whether you consider yourself necessarily a Kobe fan or whatever the case might have been, one thing that I felt like was incredibly unique about Kobe's legacy was his transition after basketball really just made him more beloved. It was
Absolutely.
Like, how sometimes people give of themselves and it kind of goes unnoticed. Like, nobody hears a lot about, Jordan investing in,
right,
and making that transition. But when Kobe was a fierce competitor,
right,
when he was in the game. But when he left the game, man, he became everybody's big brother. He took so many people big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it felt like in having him not here, if you love the game of basketball, he became like a big brother to you. He stood in the gap, you know
right,
what I mean? And you can feel, if you love the game, you can feel just the whole in the game. You know what I mean? Like, we needed him, we needed what he was doing. He was even about to change things for women's basketball. We could all see, just how, as great as he was as a basketball player, we're gonna talk about that, but as great as he was as a basketball player, what really, hurt me the most was that we lost the father, we lost the man, we lost the person who was basically setting an example for the next generation coming up in the game, man. So
that was the thing that I liked about the situation, and I'm piggyback on what he said. He laid the template. He started to lay the template for basketball and life after basketball, in that saying, hey, if you do it this way, you can continue your success. Because you hear about, like he said, a lot of players retiring, but you don't hear about what they do after basketball.
Yeah.
You might a little bit from like stuff like the NBA cares and movement like that. You see Jordan with his Jordan brand, but those stuff don't contribute to the game. You got the Mamba facility where Kobe and them were flying, where they were actually flying to in a helicopter to play a game, where all the NBA players were working out at with Kobe. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody knew. It's because I just want to say this because it's interesting how in the game, we've gotten to a point where a championship is everything. You know, it's like until you win a championship, you're not this, you're not that. And here you have a man who dedicated and devoted and focused his entire life with just singularity, just a singular focus on winning championships, who literally, one of his most, poignant statement at this point is that championships come and go. It's like championships come and go, but what matters is what you give to the generation coming up behind you, because that's what lasts forever. You know what I mean? And to have him elevate his legacy as great as he was as a player,
After basketball.
to have him elevate his legacy after basketball by being a servant and by giving of himself,
right?
It's just an incredible thing.
I tell you what, it even touched me this morning. I was watching the Australian Open final. And, you know, I watch tennis. I think it's pretty good. And the man who won it, Djokovic, he put on his jacket and it had KB 824.
Yeah.
So the fact that every sport is honoring him. Golf today is contributing to the 16th hole in honor of Kobe Bryant. So it just tells you how much of an ambassador of sports he is. I mean, he would be at soccer games, big soccer fan, tennis matches, him and Roger Federer, you would see them together. You know, just things like that or whatever. It's just like, man, this brother made an impact.
He really did.
At the end of the day, that's what we want to be said of us individually or even collectively. We want to make an impact on this world. He literally did that where almost the whole world just stopped.
It did.
And just was like, are you
The world
kidding me?
did stop.
You know, we all are going to remember where we were at when we got the news that Kobe Bryant passed away. And how we first took it as a joke, or as in the media would say, like, man, somebody is lying on. But then when we found out it was real, how devastated we were. I was actually bowling with my basketball team that I coach. And it was very hard to really try to celebrate because it was just like, man, somebody is really tripping right now. Like, this is
it was just
beyond
crazy.
me.
I was at home and my son had texted me. And the first text he sent was telling me, you know, LeBron passed Kobe on number 3, and I'm like, right. So I sent him back a GOAT, you know, through text GOAT James, and the next thing he texted me was, you know, wow, Kobe died, and I texted him back like, LOL face, you know, yeah, Kobe died. Cause I was thinking he was referencing, LeBron, you know, he putting it on Kobe. Kobe probably mad somewhere, and then he texts me back like, nah, check your Instagram, and we know what that was like.
Yeah.
And the world ain't been the same since.
It literally has not been the same since.
It's grinded to a halt. We're all trying to get back in the flow of things. Lakers finally played again the other night. We, you know, Super Bowl is today. Even the Super Bowl
it don't
on
seem
the
the
way.
same. Yeah.
The coverage for the Super Bowl wasn't even the same, but in anticipation, even though, you know, a great game is coming, just because we all there was an incredible light snatched out of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That we gonna, you know, even talk about more when we start talking about our memories of Kobe and all of those things. But we're just what he represented. What he represented was just an incredible thing. And then, like we said, he represented one thing to the game, but then he represented a whole other thing to just people, just being a human being, and a hero. And regardless of what he persevered through in order to be able to be perceived as that after the fact. Right. We was all there for the whole ride. You know what I mean? So
I think from my perspective, just being totally honest in this situation, I wasn't a great fan of Kobe at first because I'm thinking, you know, when he came into the league, it was other people that I wanted to see win. But Kobe, he galvanized you, he gripped you because you had to appreciate the work he put in. When he first got in the league, you know, little arrogant type of player, you know, making people mad, making people angry about what he want to do, what he trying to do, but his confidence gripped you.
Well, the thing about if we just, you know, just shortly going through that history, he came into the league and he has such an intention on being exactly like Michael Jordan. It was unless you were immediately a Kobe fan, it was hard to take. Not just because he was Kobe Bryant and because dad played basketball and he was affluent, but it was almost like the Duke kind of thing. Right. He was literally squeaky clean. Yeah. It was like his image was literally like he was trying to make himself like Michael Jordan. Right. And we were just like, you know, the hip hop generation was more so, you know, following Iverson, you know what I mean? Right. Following along with that whole thing. And then he hit a bump in the road and everything shifted. You know what I mean? Where all of a sudden it was like this dude was coming back from a chopper from like Gacy's dropping 40. Right. And it was like, wait a minute, like maybe there's more to him than we recognize before when you see people at their lowest and you see them still, you know, persevere through that and maintain the integrity of their character.
But I think even before that, some people lost love with him because of him and the Shaq feud. And because Shaq is such a lovable guy at first.
Well, yeah,
it
but
was-
I think them the people. Those were us that were already on the
Shaq bandwagon.
on the Shaq bandwagon.
And we were
'Cause
thinking
if
that
you love
Shaq was the key to the success.
If you love Kobe,
Right.
he was like,
For good
he was
reason.
like,
For good reason, he was like, Kobe needed to let him go if he gonna work
But
hard.
at the time, it seemed crazy.
Yeah.
because it's like
Y'all
wait a
winning
minute.
championships 3 in a row.
Wait a
You know what I'm
minute.
saying?
But when you hear when they did that sit down and they talked and you hear about people really cared about their legacy.
Yeah.
People really care about their legacy. Even though in the moment they don't talk about it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that he knew, like, in order for me to become who I need to become, I can't win another championship with you. Not one more.
Right.
Like literally, people are not letting these count for
But
me.
like I say, but then it
like,
leaned
it's not
over
fair.
to Shaq because it's like Shaq won one without him, and it was like he didn't win one. But it was like,
Yeah,
we
but
understand
then-
what you're doing, Cole. We
then-
understand your formula, but your boy just
Right.
won one.
But then he came back.
Right, then
you
he
know what I
came
mean?
back and he
It's
got
just
2, and he got that
incredible-
fire, that
incredible
desire,
career,
that passion.
man.
Like I said, it
And
was
then he
great.
went out like he went out with the injuries and everything, and it was just, you see that person still showing up to work every day, nothing, you know what I mean? Like, it's just,
Then you fell in love with him again, to me. Well, I fell in love with him again with the USA team
Yeah.
against
That-
Spain.
that
When
was-
he knocked down that shot and put up the...
that was
Hey,
one of my favorite memories.
Yeah, because you knew.
That was but to me, it wasn't even just the game.
Okay.
I give a lot of credit to Kobe, and I might not have even said it last week.
Okay.
Because I'm a LeBron fan.
Okay.
But this week I'm gonna say it. I give a lot of credit to Kobe for the greatness that so many players that were on that USA team achieved after that experience.
Yeah.
Being there with Kobe, like if you know Kobe Bryant, he was there with LeBron. All of them players are there. The level of just unreasonable defense that Kobe was playing, man. Picking up people
Full court.
turning them.
Right.
It was like as if he was some freshman trying to make varsity.
Absolutely.
You
The
know what I
desire,
mean?
the hunger, the passion, everything.
He
the
showed
grit.
them in that moment, and it just throughout that
The
whole
sacrifice,
process.
yeah.
This is how you work. This is how
The
you go
formula
after
for
it.
success.
And you don't worry about how you look. You don't worry about trying to play it cool and I don't really want to try. Like, nah, you can be the most accomplished player on the team and you work the hardest as that player. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, I can't say it better. That's it right
and when
there.
they came back, when
Yeah.
all of those guys came back, everything changed.
Yeah, it sure
everything
did.
changed for those guys. Now they still haven't reached a lot of them, Kobe's level of aggression and
Right.
pursuing greatness throughout the process. You
Right.
know what I mean?
But
Game
still,
to game.
they
But still,
marked
they
that down.
changed.
Even the
They
guys that
changed.
was in the scrimmages against them, the Kyries, the
Yeah.
Russell Westbrooks,
They
they're like,
changed.
man, like you said, it changed. Moving on
So
ahead,
thank you, Kobe, for that.
2 memorable games for you.
2 memorable games.
Yeah.
The Spain game is my second. My first memorable game for Kobe was I call it the silencer. It was
Yeah.
when Shaq got in foul trouble against Indiana in the finals, and it's like, because I actually was rooting for Indiana. I thought Indiana was like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, they got him.
Right.
They got him, and then Kobe just took over the game, and he like,
I got this.
chill.
Absolutely.
I got this.
Absolutely.
He was the first person to do the silencer that a lot of people say LeBron did silencer because after he did,
Yeah.
like that. But really, Kobe was the first person to go, calm down. I got this.
That's under
So
my
for
control.
me, that was next level. And also the game against Portland, where once again I was rooting against Kobe, going for Portland with Scotty and Steve Smith and all of them were playing, and they had him
Right.
on the ropes.
Right.
And Scottie Pippen steps out on Kobe, and everybody know Kobe a gunner.
Right.
But his greatest play was he crossed Kobe at the top. Crossed Pippen at the top of the key with the Kobe crossover though, like the old school, like extra exaggerated carry crossover. Dropped them off and then threw the oop to Shaq. You know what I mean?
And
Probably
the rest is
really
history.
one of the greatest plays in the Shaq and Kobe. Like if people were
Yeah,
ranking
yeah,
those,
absolutely.
ranking those plays, threw the alley oop to Shaq. And the rest is history.
For
So that was my
me,
greatest
everybody
play.
talks about the 81 game, which was a milestone, which was a history-making game, definitely for your legacy and everything like that. It was great. But the Dallas game, when he had like 50 in 3 quarters, he showed out. Like, first of all, I thought the competition was better, where Toronto was okay, but they weren't Dallas. Dallas had Dirk, they had Nash, they had all their heavy hitters, and Kobe just took it to another level. And it was just like, Yeah, he's somebody special.
Yeah, it was like you could see the 81 coming.
Right.
That game.
Right.
You could see it coming. I remember being mad at Phil Jackson, like, because I remember I was just so mad at Phil Jackson.
For taking him out?
No, what are we doing here?
Hey, man,
what are we doing here? I don't care if it's a blowout. This man is about to score 100 points.
He's about to score
Like
100.
he's about to score 100
Kobe about
points.
to put up 100 on the
literally,
Cats.
but literally, you gonna stop him because it's a blowout. Like, what are you doing?
It became a blowout because of the points he put up on the board. Right.
Because we don't even know the score
Right.
of the Will Chamberlain game.
Right.
Tell me what that was.
Right. The other game, like he said, was the Spain game, man. Just the fact that, they knew who to lean on in that situation.
And he
get him out of the hole.
And they needed that.
And he was Kobe for
American.
You know what I'm saying? He was Kobe on the defensive end. He was Kobe on the offensive end.
What about his final game, though? We forgot his final game.
The reason I don't give his final game a whole lot of credit is because he took 50 shots.
It was just how it felt.
It felt. Oh yeah. Okay.
It was just how it felt. You know what I mean? Like as a basketball lover, like I definitely teared up. You know what I'm saying, during that game.
Definitely. It was a good game or whatever. But like I said,
I gotta say,
we can go on forever.
I gotta say the moment where I got a newfound respect for Kobe was after that Spike Lee film, Doing Work. If you haven't seen it,
it's coming on. It's gonna be on ESPN.
It's been coming on again.
It's been coming on.
You should check that out when it comes on.
Showtime has
when
it
you watch it, when you watch that game, and you
and
you see his approach to the game, how the thought process and how he saw the game,
the smallest little bit of detail.
Everything about that is just gonna elevate the
everything.
level of respect for what this man brought to the game.
Absolutely. So with that being said, when history absolutely lists the top players ever in the NBA, where do you have Kobe?
At first, I had him out of my top 5. I had him at 6.
Okay.
Because I was letting Duncan into the top 5.
Okay. But we just talking about flat out players, and I think that's what a lot of people do. They position.
Well, it wasn't just because of position, but it was because accomplishments. And sometimes I felt like Duncan is overlooked.
Okay.
Or whatever. But if we talking about, to me, if we talking about the the greatest and we ranking them, I care about the entire legacy. You know what I mean? Because just like I'm giving LeBron one, I'm giving him also points for his work in the community, everything he brings to the game, all the way across the board. So to me, I would have Kobe at 4 down, ahead, of where I had him.
Okay.
So that's me.
For me, I'm gonna still just keep him in the top 10, just because, like I said, it becomes a debate at every position, at every number. I think being in the top 10 of NBA, which with thousands of players that have played in it, is in itself. I think Kobe will be happy with it. Kobe was kind of like Mike, and he was like LeBron. They shunned that situation because it's very hard to compare because of eras, because of situational things, and they just like, you know what? Let us be great. Wherever y'all rank us. We cool. But we just knew internally that Kobe wanted to be number 1. That's what he liked. That's what we appreciated. Like, you rank me wherever you rank me. You know what I'm going for, though.
He went for the top spot.
You know what I'm going for, though. Like, I feel like he was the second best shooting guard to Michael. You know what I'm saying? So that automatically puts you in your top 10 if you go by position. But as far as player, skill wise, I used to get in arguments with the one Instagram site, Ball Don't Stop, because he puts him at number 1. And I understand now why he does that. And I was overlooking the fact, just from pure skill, what he can do with the basketball on both ends of the floor, he's got to be possibly top 5. Kobe could shoot, he could handle, either hand finish. His mid game was nice. His post game was nice. I mean, his footwork he was the first to go to Olajuwon, wasn't he?
I don't know if he went to Olajuwon.
He went to Olajuwon, then Dwight, then LeBron.
I'm not sure that he needed to.
He didn't need to, but I'm just saying, just stuff like that, just to get better. That's the type of stuff.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade just had a story on TNT how Kobe texted him before the Boston final series and asked him how he used the screen and roll, because he thought Dwayne Wade was the best off the screen and roll. Mm-hmm. So he needed to take notes, and Dwayne Wade was like, "You for real asking me this?" He said, "Yeah, bro. I'm about to go up against Boston, and I want to know how you attack the screen and roll." So his desire to get better, even though I'm Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? That thing right there, that's in itself just amazing, and it's great. It makes you think about Kobe more. It makes you, hopefully talk to your kids about the Mamba mentality. You know what I'm saying? So things like that. The biggest question that's being raised is, with Kobe's legacy. Everybody's doing all these tributes. You know, you're doing the shot clock tributes. You're doing the 8-second getting over the half court line tribute. People are saying the new logo, and I'm gonna tell you my first thoughts first. At first, I said no, because I'm like, you know, it's been other great players that have passed away. I don't know if you want to give them a new logo, but then I rethought it because somebody brought to my attention Jerry West is the one.
Yeah.
Who
is the
discovered
logo.
Cole.
Yeah.
So if Jerry West is like, heck yeah,
I mean,
it's,
I mean that's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
Like the other way to look at it is Jerry West is the logo. I think the because I say yes, I say yes, and then I also say and why not?
Right.
Because Jerry West is the logo.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like people are acting like it's just a logo, like it's some, you know, arbitrary thing. It's not. It's a person. It's
Right.
Jerry West.
Right.
Like, so it's not like it's not nobody.
Right.
And Jerry West ain't the best player to ever play basketball.
Right.
He's who they chose
Right.
at that particular time. Kobe passed away way too early. Tragically, it matters.
right.
It matters.
Right, absolutely.
And listen, regardless if it was other players that were good, Jordan was good, but you can make it other players. But this is the thing, though. He passed away. Right now, it's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
The first thing I was saying is make an award to him. Like, you know how they got the finals award is the Bill Russell Award.
Yeah.
The trophy is the Larry O'Brien
They can do
trophy.
that as well.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, go ahead and make him the logo. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying?
Even if it's a trial type of thing where you just do it for next year, you see where it lands.
Absolutely.
Like it doesn't because the logo is somebody. So
Right.
I don't.
And I think that's where people didn't know it was somebody. A lot of the
and that's the point.
Yeah, if they knew it was somebody, probably like, oh yeah, well then make Kobe Bryant the logo or whatever.
I'm
all for it. You know, go ahead.
Because why is it still Jerry West?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like so.
I guess they figured they never changed. I mean,
Well, now they try to
advertising.
now they try to just make it seem like, oh, it's Jerry West and it can just stay Jerry West because now it's like people don't even really know it's Jerry West. It doesn't matter now.
Right.
It's an ambiguity connected to it, so you don't have to be responsible for who it is.
Right.
But it's a person, and it can be another person.
Absolutely.
Like, and the person can be Kobe Bryant. I don't see why not.
Hey, hey, you heard it from the SPINION today.
Why not?
Make the new logo Kobe Bryant, the NBA, you know, and it can still be.
Because who gonna be mad? Who gonna have the audacity?
Who gonna have it all that? Good. That's a good way to see it. Is he the greatest Laker ever? Yes. That's
You
what
say
I'm
yeah?
saying. The only reason I'm saying that is because Kareem is not an original Laker. The only other original
That's
Laker
true.
is
It's
Magic.
Johnson.
And Magic, once again, Magic was great. The 5 titles, what he did for the city. But you can't tell me that the effect that we just seen or that we are seeing from Kobe doesn't make him a great Laker. He did 20 years.
I mean, yeah, that's
The
all
points
true.
he's put up. He's got 5 titles. Only thing that
It's
Magic
tough.
has over him is the MVPs. I believe he's the greatest Laker ever.
It's tough.
Once again, it's another debatable topic. If you say Magic, I wouldn't even be mad at you. But you can't give it to Kareem. You can't give it to Shaq. You can't give it to Wilt. Wilt, Shaq, and Kareem, as good as big men they were not original Lakers. Kobe was an original Laker. He got drafted by the Hornets, but his draft rights was traded right to the Lakers on draft day.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because first of all, when you get immortalized, it kind of changes the perspective and the narrative around it. Magic Johnson could have got immortalized. Thank God he was not.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he did rebrand the Lakers organization. They were already winners. They had won championships from bringing over people. But like you said, he was the first, original type, Laker or whatever, who did it his rookie year.
Right.
Literally established. They still are called the Showtime Lakers, even though the style of play is different.
Right.
Even though this year we get more fast break points, but the style of play is totally different. But Magic Johnson is kind of literally what the Los Angeles Lakers are. Now, what's incredible about Kobe's legacy is that he stepped into that purple and gold and made it his own. He stepped into that purple and gold and then made him get rid of Shaq in order to make it even more his own. You know what I mean? And so he definitely took ownership of it. And
Even to that, his agent is now the GM.
It's now the GM. He definitely took ownership of it and moved the legacy forward.
Right.
But we can't forget that Magic Johnson definitely reestablished that legacy and created the whole identity that.
Well, see, but here goes my argument to that.
Into.
Magic stepped into, like I said, Magic stepped into the Lakers, made them who they are now. But before Magic, there was Jerry West, there was Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor. So the Lakers are going to be historic all the way out.
They were going to be historic all the way out, but they were. That's what I mean.
That speaks well of their organization. It's a good organization.
Showtime Lakers,
right?
And that's what they're called still today. So I think it could be a generational thing. Not that we are part of a different generation, but I'm like, when I think of the Showtime Lakers, I think of
Magic.
You got it. His name was literally Magic,
right?
And it was Showtime, and it was Lakers, and it was Tinseltown,
right,
Hollywood.
So
you know what I mean? Because it was like Magic, literally. Because it was almost like that argument where it was about Westbrook and Durant.
Yeah.
Like who's Mr. Thunder?
Yeah,
well, Westbrook
this one is a better debate than those two.
But that's Westbrook is definitely Mr. Thunder.
Westbrook is definitely
Durant
Mr.
is a better player. You know what I mean? So I think it's not that it's a far gap between who was better.
Right.
But Magic is literally Mr. Lakers.
But you're talking about Tinseltown. You're talking about what he did. Kobe became one name.
That's true, but his name ain't Magic.
I got to say, his original name.
Even still, right. That was the incredible thing about Kobe, because Kobe wasn't LA. He was Kobe was blue collar. Kobe was decided to catch a helicopter because he didn't stay in it like Magic did. Like, Magic was partying. He was doing the thing. Right. It was all about Showtime and all about being a part of LA. And Kobe was like, I don't want part none of that. Right. I just want to play basketball.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, when you talk about being the greatest of
I hear
you embody everything.
I'm just making a debate for right now.
Yeah.
I understand embodying organization means Kobe wasn't LA while he was playing for LA. But then he became LA afterwards, with his continuing his legacy by doing the Oscar. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, but Kobe was still like hermeneutic. Like,
we want to hear what you got to say.
He definitely was still a recluse. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he stayed
So
true
listen, we're reaching out to the SPINION audience.
He accomplished stuff.
Who is the best Laker ever?
Everybody, Magic get the
right now, right now, because of the situation. But think about it.
Come on.
Put your history all in the situation. They both got 5 titles.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I think Magic got 3 MVPs. Kobe got 1.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Magic could give it to him. Because
he
that's
will.
the thing. That the thing is, we debating it, but
we just want to hear what you have to say. We just want to hear what you think about it. Because like I said, I think that Kobe is the best Laker. Once I think it all over, the 20 years he put in, Magic put in his years, where LA was at when Kobe came, where LA was at when Magic came, how they made it a sin.
And we can't
they
forget,
both did an excellent job.
And we can't forget, that a tragedy happened to Magic Johnson.
Absolutely.
That cut his career short.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they could have retooled that team. Like, that team
even
needed
that,
to
when they got to the finals, who he took to the finals against Jordan, when Jordan won.
Yeah, it wasn't. That's what I said. They needed to retool.
But he didn't even have a team. Magic put him on his back. Was like, look, we're gonna get to.
That's what I mean. They needed to retool, and we could have came back and saw what would have happened, the next year. Because it ain't like Magic had never lost the finals.
Right. Magic came back and he coached the Lakers, and they was getting it in or whatever. So that's a great.
But it's almost like they kind of symbiotic. You know what I mean? Like, because one literally is one generation and set the stage, and then the other one is literally coming right behind them, kind of joining forces being ushered in by it was like a torch got passed. You know what I mean? It's like,
listen,
it's either or.
This conversation can go on forever. We just appreciate you guys sitting here and listening to us and watching this episode. Like I said, it's about Kobe. We want to send our prayers and our well wishes to all the families that lost in this situation, this tragic accident. We feel Vanessa Bryant, losing your husband and your daughter. I mean, it's got to be crazy. The Antebellum family, they losing their mom, their dad, and they, it's just like a whole lot of loss that went on.
It's definitely put so many things in perspective. I just keep hearing to myself, all we have is now.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll never have the future.
Seize the moment. Yesterday. Take advantage of the day. Win the day.
Even when the future get here, it'll still be now.
So thank you for watching the SPINION. You'll see plenty more episodes forthcoming because the All-Star game's coming. And we gotta holler about that. We gotta make our All-Star picks, our All-Star starting 5.
Yeah, we gonna bring out a whole algorithm though, like to try to understand the tribute to Kobe with the score.
That's a little weird. Yeah,
we gonna have to bring in a physicist. You know what I mean? I wasn't that good at
Hey,
algebra.
they trying. You know, they try to do what they do. Thank you once again for watching the Spinion. Comment, subscribe. Let us know how we doing. You know what I'm saying? We thank you. We out.
Mamba
Spinion!
out. Mamba out.